It dawned on me a couple of months ago that one of the things that fans will be stunned and confused and befuddled about is this new kickoff. Count the players as well. Because you know what it used to be, Chris? The moment that ball struck the end zone, as it did in Jacksonville on Saturday night, it was dead, over, done, plays done. Mecole Hardman. Now, it takes a weird bounce back out into the field of play. He goes into the end zone. He gets the ball while it's in the field of play, takes it into the end zone. Guess what? Because the play wasn't dead when it struck the end zone.
It's a new one.
That's a safety.
Yeah.
And credit to Doug Peterson, former offensive coordinator for Andy Reid. Doug Peterson knew the rule. Andy Reid didn't. Most of us didn't, because what's hardwired into our brains?
Yeah, what
the
we've
ball's
seen.
Dead
right.
when it lands in the end zone.
Right.
Well, no, now you can kick it into the end zone, and the return specialist can bring it out. It's still alive. If you kick it in on the fly, then it goes to the 30. If it trickles into the end zone, then it goes to the 20. That's why this is one of the things Sean Payton's been advocating. A more simple and clear and understandable rule. We're going to have fans who are confused. We're going to have media who are confused. We're going to have players who are confused. We had a head coach who was confused on Saturday night. And we even had media members who call themselves experts in rules that got it wrong. And I'm not saying you're not an expert in the rules. Don't at me. All I'm saying is it shows you how confusing this all is when somebody who is supposedly an expert in the rules gets it wrong. Because that's how confusing this is, and we got 24 days to get it all figured out.
Yeah, no, we're all figuring out the nuances here. I mean, I was watching it live. I didn't. I was like, what's going on? And I kind of like, wait, let me turn the volume up. What are they talking about here? I thought that was a touchback. What's the deal here? So yeah, I mean, these are things that have been baked into what we expect, to see and what we've seen in the NFL for quite some time. So yeah, the players and coaches, they're all adjusting to it a little bit. But yeah, Doug Peterson, we know, hey, listen, Andy Reid and the rules and overtime and all that, we just praised him last year after Super Bowl. His whole team knew it. Well, this is one they're going to have to brush up on a little bit. They'll figure it out, but I still think the whole league is in the process of, tinkering and figuring out this whole new kickoff rule.
It's good that it happened Saturday night and not 24 days from now in Kansas City when the Ravens are taking on the Chiefs. That's why they play the preseason. That's why we're doing these iterations. There's only going to be so many chances to understand how the rule works based on the preseason. This was a valuable thing that we all need to realize. That ball is live when it hits the dirt in the end zone. It is live, and the receiving team has to decide what to do with it. If you don't bring it out, you get it at the 30, or you can bring it out. But if it hits at the 1 and then goes into the end zone and you don't bring it out, you get it at the 20. And Chris, that's why Sean Payton argued.
Yeah, they got to make that more concise. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's have 2 spots where the ball can go. If the ball hits in the landing zone between the 0 and the 20 and goes into the end zone and you don't bring it out, you get it at the 20. If it goes into the end zone, out of the end zone, or out of bounds, you get it at the 35. 2 spots.
I like that.
And I'm telling you, this 30 and 30, this 30 versus the 35 is going to be huge. You're going to have teams deliberately just give up the 30. Look at how many of these returns. 2-3 strides, and you're at the 27. Just give up the 30 and take the long return off the table.
Exactly.
I think what we're going to see week 1, a lot of these coaches are going to say, I'm not going to be your guinea pig. I'm kicking it out of the end zone, and I'll give you the 30, and then I'll have to worry about a touchdown that's going to maybe cost me a game, that's maybe going to cost me a playoff berth, that's maybe going to cost me my job.
Yeah, I agreed. I would hope they change that too. One, it's confusing. We don't need 3 different spots and 3 different rules for the same kickoff. I like what you're saying. Touchback, 20-yard line, right? Out of bounds, out of the zone, whatever, 35-yard line. I think that, of course, it's going to give incentive for teams to, kick it off, have a return. I think that's what that's what we want to see. I will say right now, I love the new kickoff. I love it. I really do. It was great this weekend watching returns and watching it be a real play. We saw a long return by Jacksonville for 70-something yards in that game. We saw the Titans have one against the San Francisco 49ers as well. There was a few others where it was like, oh, he's about to break, and he got shoestring tackled. So it is exciting. And I think there is some real creativity here that's there to be had, let alone, Mike, I really think like the accurate pitching wedge type kickers is going to make things really interesting. If they can place the ball, at the 9-yard line, 5 feet from the sideline, whatever, all of that, that's going to make things hard on these return teams. And I think going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm a big fan so far.
The key is the 30 versus the 35. If the 30 is the touchback point when you kick the ball out of the end zone, you're going to have teams give up the 30. If they move it to the 35 and the owners supposedly are meeting in a couple of weeks on private equity rules, whatever, let's cram into the agenda a vote to move it to the 35. Because if it's the 35, we're going to see a lot more of these kick returns that they've been promising us 200 extra plays per year or whatever the number was. We'll see it if it's a 35. We're less likely to see it if it stays at the 30. Let's take a break. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.